Lastly, what I would say is that we have seen that shops are being closed. So we should then better coordinate this whole thing. What I mean is that now that shops are starting to close down, it is us who should now call the councillor and say, Councillor, these shops are closed now. How can government help us as South Africans to get stock so that we can take this stock and put it in these shops that we have led to these people? Unless we start, nobody will start for us. We are very much grateful to March and March that they are here today, but they have helped us. But what we should do now as local South African people who wants to do business, what we should do is to knock at the door and ask the government, how is it possible that somebody who can just have a passport, somebody who's an asylum seeker, is having a business here, is running a spaza shop here in South Africa? How is that possible? These are the questions that we need to ask as citizens. You go on and vote, but you don't know what you are voting for. Because when we ask the police, when we ask the policeman, but Harman, does this paper that this man have allow this man to have a business? They say, no, there's nothing that we as police can do about that. That is your local government who have bylaws and who must enforce their bylaws. They are not doing that. But it's up to us to stand up and open those shops for us so that we can send our children to school through the money we generate from our spaza shops, like it used to happen in South Africa. We must go to government. That's what we must go and say, that how do we restore our township economy? Because this is our economy. We cannot go to Sandton. Why does these guys who government are so in love with, why don't they go and set up business in Sandton? But they come here and to our dusty townships and every corner there is a shop. But we South Africans, you would rather, you know that your neighbor loves business. Your neighbor had a tuck shop, but you allow the illegal foreigner to come and set up a shop next to your neighbor. Now your neighbor is out of business. As a South African, he doesn't have anything. When you collect the rent because you don't want to work, but your neighbor wanted to run a business, but you allow the illegal foreign national to set up business next to your neighbor, and now you are responsible for killing your neighbor. Let us stand up and go to local government and say, please help us, give us money so that we buy stock and fill this shop and sell for ourselves. It's your right. It's your right. Don't let it stop here. Don't let it die here. Please, let us stand up and go and do the right thing. I thank you very much for your participation. I know that this is not the last.
I know so many of them are so blinded that they just followed blind. You know, I know that from the beginning. What I didn't know was that there are more foolish people who thinks like this. There are more foolish people. I didn't know it was this bad. That people in this 21st century would believe that government is going to give you grants to go and open up a spaza shop. The same shop that you drove out your brother, your African brothers who was helping you do all of that. Without a plan. How could you drive up people without making a plan on the ground before doing that? I thought the Dudula looters and the March to Loot had plans. I thought they really had plans. I didn't know there were no plans. You wanted them to take over. They don't have the technical know-how. They don't have nothing. They don't even have they want to go to their federal government to give them stock. Can you believe that? Chasing people away without a plan is foolishness. You know, if you think government is going to give you stock, who takes the profit? And you think your neighbor are going to pay for those items? They will not, because it's government property. Yes, it's government grant. So you should reach everybody. This is government alleviation program. You know, if you think they are not going to, if you think that government is going to give you grant or give you money to start up, the government should be ready to give everybody money to start up. You know, South Africa is becoming a movie theater these days. So I just see some funny things that then at that point you will realize that they don't actually know what they were doing. They don't know that they are going to get to a point where even the people who left, nobody was going to be able to fill up that gap, except they go to the government to ask for loan, except they go to the banks. And they didn't realize they have to do it. It's an individual thing. It's not a village thing. You're thanking the Dula looters for coming to destroy the shops or the spazas of other African brothers. But there was no one laid down plan by you. You're going to lose. You're going to enter a bus or a taxi from your community and go to buy those things wherever they are. If you're not ready to do it on your own, then you don't start what you cannot finish. That's foolishness. Don't touch the dial. I will give it to you.